The year was 2022 and the month was July when we went for a trip to Ladakh, including places like Kargil, Nubra Valley, and Leh. I had seen these mountainous landscapes or something similar to this elsewhere also, except some not so slight and not so stark exceptions. The expectation of the mundane was superseded by the expectation of exhilaration, as I knew I was going to visit one of the lands of Buddha himself. That keenness alone infused lightness and color into every vista, every feeling, every sensation which I encountered. The recognition of depths and heights, not only in spatial capacities but also psychological, were prominent. And throughout our journey, just like in life, we were passing through the vast arrays of depths and heights as wandering spectators, soaking in the vast stretches of matter in space. Coincidentally, though I believe it was not just a coincidence that on the day of our pilgrimage to the ancient Hemis monastery of Leh, the Dalai Lama also landed in town to visit his Buddhist kin. Unasked, unsolicited, I was given a sign, or rather, I should say, I interpreted this as some kind of a sign, a noumena, which was too synchronous to ignore, and that further amplified the stupor of my meditativeness. As I traversed through the monastery and its adjoining areas, stillness was at its sharpest at times. Serene piquancy of awareness was there in great flares, and I fantasized with the idea of being a vagabond, like Buddha himself. But soon the marketplace came, and a symbolic aphorism like insight came to me. Even Buddha had to return to the world again after enlightenment, and so the impulse to remain within society came back and superseded the earlier vagaries. After all, if the world was as useless and unworthy as some proclamations of some saints suggest, then God or the creative force or pure consciousness wouldn't have allowed such a world to come into existence. The fact that a world like this exists and it came out of divinity explicitly implies that there is divinity everywhere. Though I must admit that divinity is in highly concentrated form in some areas more than the others where it's comparatively less concentrated. Nevertheless, the fact is that godliness is not only in caves and forests and Himalayas, but it's here, now. Wherever you are right now, you can find it. And eventually, everybody has to find it within. At the end of all seeking and all possible searching, if a human can't find divinity in one's own room, he won't find it anywhere else.